God. Hi guys. I'm gonna come on and give you an update. I did so that you can know some answers and know what's doing and whatever. Um, yeah, I'm gonna give you some answers and dive go that I done today. I went to the doctors, got good answers there, and yeah, and I actually also went to the hearing aid doctor today, and I wanted to give you an update that I did get new hearing aids, but not new hearing molds. These are my old molds, and I will show you one of the hearing aids. They both look the same, but one's a right and one's a left, and I'm going to take the left one out and show you it. And I'm sorry if you hear the whistling, they whistle. I'm not sure if he's signature. That's what they look like. And yeah, so, and they are fully rechargeable. You just put them in the charger. It's one of those box charger type things that they sit in. Yeah, my left, I don't know if these are supposed to do what I think. Work by themselves. When I take them out, I didn't ask him that, but here in my town, the doctor got them and I paid, you know, whatever I paid for them. But he didn't do it with my insurance. He just did it the other way without the insurance. But I still paid a lot for them. But in your town, they might be different price if they do it without your insurance. The only reason he did without the insurance to get a better set of hearing aids, I think, so that they run better. But I needed new ones. Well, the ones I had before these, they were rechargeable, but they were 2 years old. I got them the same year Dad died. My dad died. Yeah. So this is what I wanted to make a video for you guys so that I remember when I got my hearing aids, the new ones now, and the molds. I'm not sure if I'm going to get new ones for them yet or not, but we'll see after a while. I will find out what we're doing with that. If we can get new, if he can figure out how to keep these from falling out of my ear better than because these fall out of the hearing aid molds don't really when they're new tubes. If any of you guys wear hearing aids and have this problem, let me know in the comments because I'm curious. Do you have a problem with the hearing aid mold part of your hearing aid that's connected to the tube? If it falls out of the ear a little bit and then you have to push it in all the time? When they're brand new tubes, that's what happens. The left one was better in the old hearing aid. Right now, it's just, yeah, not really. And I'm sorry they whistle, but I'm pushing it in. And I'm going to find out if he can figure out how to stop that so don't do much of that when I touch him a certain way. But we'll see in 2 weeks. I go see him back in 2 weeks because he wants to make sure they're working good. And then after that, he'll give me an updated idea how long I should come back and see him. I hope. Because I'm going to ask him that question too, so I can do. And I'm glad that he changed the tubes with these so that they be fresh tubes, because I didn't want them to wear out quick. And then yeah, and my friend Patty, she said that she can tell when I ignore you or not listen very well. They need to be fixed, my hearing aid tubes. So yeah, and that'll be the way it is. But and I will tell you, you do not. If you guys don't have the ones that don't have hearing aids, don't ever get hearing aids and get a sore in your ear ever. At a certain spot of your ear, you'll have a sore, and I can't tell you that spot what it's called, but it's called the. It's right. Actually, it's right out. Sorry, I'm sorry, making noise. I'm pushing on it, and it's pushing on that spot they did the surgery on years and years ago. and it's whistling like a fool. Now these look like thicker tubes. These look like bigger tubes than what we use. That might be my thing too. She might have been using too thin of a tube, maybe. The other doctor, and that might be why they weren't doing very good either. But these are whistlers. I'm going to tell Patty these are whistlers when I talk to her next. I'm going to tell you, they are whistlers. Well, the left one, I got to be careful how I push it in, and I got to tell him the same thing if he puts it in. Just be careful how you push them in on my left ear, because every time I do, it hits that one spot where they did that, I think the surgery, to see if I could hear without the hearing aid better, and it didn't work. But yeah. And I don't know why they're whistling more, but I'm going to see if he can. I don't mind it, but I just don't mind it when I do videos and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you guys, in any of my videos, if you hear whistling, it's my hearing aids. Or if, I don't know, it depends. If you can tell the whistling between a whistling hearing aid and a person whistling, then you're good. But if you can't, then yeah. So it's the way it is. And I pay, in your town, if you got a doctor, hearing aid doctor that'll do whatever. This doctor wanted to do it without the hearing aid benefits on my insurance because he wanted to see if I get a better deal. And I'm not sure if he's gonna make new molds for these ones yet. If these are weird molds, but you know, they're not falling apart yet, but they're just the right one's too loose in my ear sometimes, and the left one's not usually, but right now it is today, and I'm not sure if there's a reason, and I'll have to ask him that if I don't forget on December when I go back in 2 weeks in December. Yeah. So yeah, and shame on it. Phooey. And I'm not going to be at the club meeting by then to know because we don't have a club meeting this month. But the Christmas party, yes. I'll have to see if I may have to ask Patty to let to remind me in January because January we have a club meeting and I got to go back to it. So I want to know if these will work that good or not for that because um, I need to listen to it all as good as I can and yeah, but you know, it's just the way these hearing aids I have to wear. And I've had hearing aids forever since middle school, seventh grade. Uh huh. And I told him I wasn't listening to the teacher. That's why they decided to check my hearing and they figured out, yep, I need hearing aids. And I might have been that way a long time ago, but I didn't know it. I think my throat's drying out, guys. But that's what's going on with the hearing aids. I got new ones. The molds did not, but the hearing aid part, yes, I did. And me and Kelly will chit chat. I hope tonight, because I told her she could call me if she wants to tonight if she's home tonight, because you know, just to see how good they work with the telephone. I have a house phone. I don't have a cell phone. I never will. So yeah, but I'm just like and the hearing aid doctor, his daughter's got hearing aids too, but her hearing is worse than mine. He said a different. I don't know. It's a different. She had it when she was diagnosed young, little when she was littler with them, and so yeah. But you know, everybody has hearing aids when they have. And I had a teacher that was named Terry Vaughn. He was his nickname was TV you know, because his first name started with a T and his last name started with a V. And he had always made jokes about me, my hearing aids and stuff. Me and him would tease each other, you know, and he kind of liked me really well. and he died because he jumped off a bridge or fell off the bridge or whatever the case may be. And I think he didn't like certain things too. So, but he was our sign language teacher in high school for 2 years, a year and a half of the second year. But but I'm gonna let you guys go because I don't know much more to say about him. And I will talk to you in the next one. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Click the bell next to the subscribe button and get notified when I make videos. And I will talk to you in the next one. Bye for now. Toodaloo.